Hello, baby.
Yes.
That's how. Do you know that is how? You know the other podcast I used to do that you've been on.
Yeah.
We did the perfect playlist. That is the intro to that.
Yeah, oh, you
It's-
fucking never even clapped
It's
that.
the Big Bopper, and I got it from this film.
Oh, fucking
That was.
Christ.
I mean, obviously, I knew the song anyway.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
got the idea of
I
someone
didn't.
saying it to introduce something
Yeah.
from this film. Because when Clarence phones up Dick Ritchie on the phone,
Oh.
hello, baby.
Baby.
Anyway, we'll get to the film later on. Why the fuck? What? This must be the first time we've ever started an episode by talking about the actual film.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, well, yeah, it is the 50. It's the big 50.
Yes, welcome to Absolute Cuts, our 50th episode. 50 episodes.
It didn't come in ideal time. We should be on about 51, 52.
We should be. It feels like ages since we've done an episode.
Yeah.
To be honest, and a shitload has happened, and it's only actually been about 10 fucking days.
It hasn't been, but it just,
A lot has happened.
Yeah. Do you want to go first or will I go?
I've been to Germany twice.
and you came back for like a Liam Gallagher concert.
I came back, so I went to
Yeah.
Germany for the Euros.
Very
last
jealous.
Friday,
Very jealous. That was
which was great, and then went out there, got pumped, then came back.
Then went to the game.
The day we got back, yeah. 5 German guys on 1 Scottish guy. The 6th minute of it, just getting.
They call me the rat first.
Yeah, I was very much like Kieran Tierney at the start. I was celebrating wanking one of them off too early, and then.
I'm wearing a Tierney jersey underneath this.
Oh yeah, an Arsenal Tierney jersey.
Yeah.
That's what you are.
Yeah.
This one of the first jumpers I've ever approved of. The Steelers jumper.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know,
I like the fadedness of it. I'm assuming the fadedness is not a style choice. It's an age
we
choice.
found it on. I found it on like a. I can't remember actually. I think I found this in a
tramp.
thrift. Yeah, a thrift. You give me that right now.
A thrift store.
A thrift store. Nah, I found it in
Is that a thrift store? What Americans call charity shops?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what annoys me about? I love charity shops. I really, really love charity shops.
Class if you need a sailor's hat for no reason.
Yeah.
I seem to have a sailor's hat.
Yeah, I mean, class for this, but half the podcast based on this fucking charity shops. But
Everything I'm wearing is from a sailor.
including the glasses. Somehow you just found a charity shop with the exact prescription of spectacles. No, I love charity shops. I hate vintage shops. You ever had a vintage shop?
A vintage shop, right? So I have been in them. I like them, but they're not good. Really, they pretend they're a charity shop and then just fucking. There's one up in Edinburgh, up by near kind of Monkey Barrel, and it's just you go in and it's like Ramones T-shirt, £42.
It's
What the fuck are you
fucking
doing?
insane, man.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed them. Like I've been in them because looking at football tops and stuff. But then I like old band T-shirts as well.
Yeah.
And I like a lot of 50s Americana type shit.
Like what? Like stuff with like True Romance.
Yeah,
the
like
Bowlers?
rockabilly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
I do too.
I've been in to see that kind of stuff, and it is. I mean, it's overpriced up the arse, and you're going. This has still been pre-worn. Like this isn't. I'm wearing a dead man's shirt here.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be paying 160 quid for this.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, went to Germany and then came back on the Sunday, and then on the Monday, me and the kids went to see the Foo Fighters, which was awesome.
Oh, did you ever hear Christopher Walken speaking because he's in the film? Say Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters.
The Foo Fighters. Because he asks them how they say it beforehand, and then he just and then Dave Grohl's like, "That's not, it's Foo Fighters." Like the emphasis is on the Foo Fighters, and he just completely dismisses it in Saturday Night Live. Foo Fighters.
That's great.
They were good. A bit too long for my tastes.
That can happen. Do you know? And sometimes you're like, right, wrap it up, because you kind of like. Sometimes they can kill the vibe that they've just created. Yeah. Because there's only so many. You can only have so much fucking.
I even think Springsteen goes on a bit too long.
All right, I haven't seen him, but
I get
I've
it.
Heard.
I get the back catalogue, but 2.5 hours.
I'll play my greatest hits. It'll be 5 hours. That's
Yeah. I mean, you could, but 2.5 hours is the kind of optimum.
I feel like you can get away with it with Springsteen. And not on not maybe with you, but I mean in general.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't get away if you went to see fucking the Things and all that. I was used to.
No.
And they were like 2.5 hours set. What are you doing?
Do you know, we've talked about this before with various bands playing, because I remember when at Glastonbury doing the Legends set that Dolly Parton did. No, it wasn't Dolly Parton. Did she do a couple of songs twice?
That's right. She filled in for me.
Yeah.
That good.
Kenny Rogers did Coward of the County.
Okay.
And Islands in the Stream twice in his Glastonbury set.
Did he?
He'd be totally upfront about it. He just, at the end, just went, we just do them again? And the crowd went, fucking
Of course.
yeah.
Also, there's probably like 55,000 people walking past it every.
Yeah. Do you know who do Limp Bizkit now do break stuff twice?
Good.
Which I don't know. I don't.
Good. I've seen them, right? So I've seen this Limp Bizkit back, because I've seen it's all over my TikTok and all. Because I like Limp Bizkit. They are one of those types of like dog shit, but so enjoyable.
Oh, I love Limp Bizkit.
I mean, it's such basic. And I'm gonna,
yeah.
But every time I'm like, great. I mean,
yeah, it's awesome.
Break stuff's great. It's probably, I suppose, twice. You can't really. Surely with breakup, because again, it's all like that big build up to the thing. You can't really do it twice, could you? I suppose, because the second time you're like, all right.
I don't know when they do it. I think they must do it early in the show, and that really fucking kicks the show.
Yeah. Have you been at Limp Bizkit?
I've seen Limp Bizkit a couple of times. Yeah. I nearly broke my neck at Limp Bizkit once.
I preferred Korn.
No, you didn't.
I've seen Korn live. Korn.
Oh, you prefer them live?
Oh yeah.
That's fair enough.
I do like Korn.
I like Korn as well.
But Limp Bizkit are better than Korn. But yeah, I would say musically, I would say Korn probably. Either way, nonsense for chatting. They're fucking good live for whipping a scene.
So I went to see Foo Fighters, and then I went to see Liam Gallagher, which was the main reason I came back, because he was doing Definitely Maybe in entirety. And then the day after that, we went back out to Germany.
Tired?
To Stuttgart. It is I never realised how tiring it actually is.
To travel and then do an event and then travel back.
Travelling, but first of all, Germany, awesome.
Germany's great.
An amazing country. The people are fucking outstanding. Transport system, dog shit.
So, yeah, because they used to always say this. This used to be a thing where they were like, Germany. It's like you were going on a train in Germany compared to like ScotRail or whatever. I find the whole like Berlin's confusing. I find it's more confusing than anything.
Berlin's too big. Berlin's fucking massive.
But they always have like, go to platform A. It's green, and you're like, oh, don't start this. Just do it like normal. You fucking the color coordinate.
But it was interesting because like everyone went over there, and you do expect because but apparently this German efficiency thing just doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And I was speaking to a guy.
You know why it is?
Why?
Foreigners. I was trying to kick in all Germany, and that's why.
But they readily admit it, and the Germans are like, we're actually quite glad, like, because Germany are still so fucking matter of fact with everything they say. And I was talking to a guy at one of the fan parks about it, and he was like, we're actually glad. We're glad that people are having a good time, but we're also glad that people are struggling with the transport because it's allowing them to see how shit Germany's infrastructure actually is now. Like, we've been moaning about this for fucking years, and people are still going on about German efficiency.
Okay.
Yeah. And for a country that historically their trains have always been tip-top.
Yeah, yep.
Like,
efficient.
A certain period of time, you could have set your watch by a German train because
it really
had a lot.
Motive.
They had a lot of people to move and not a lot of time to do it. So fucking TikTok, motherfucker.
Motive. It depends on motive with them. Automobile. Automotive.
So but do you know another thing that knackers you out? See those massive beers.
Oh, the 2-pinters?
Jesus, Steins. Fucking hell, the drinking in them. Because it's strong beer anyway.
That's true. It's all fucking, it's hefty.
Yeah. And I had a discussion with Amy about this because there's a photo that, because I met one of my friends from high school, one of my best pals for age for a long, long time, Chris, and we met out there. And there's a picture of us having dinner one night that I got my son to take, and it's got me and him, and he's got a regular pint and I've got a Stein.
Yeah.
And folk were commenting going, you can tell, like, either folk would make jokes like, oh, it was clearly his round, or folk were going, this because you've got a tiny penis, and this is why you're having a big beer.
Nothing worse.
Right? And the genuine genuine reason is I'm a borderline alcoholic. But we were talking about it to Amy when I got back, and she was like, why the fuck is every picture you're the only one with a big beer? And she's like, even when we go on holiday, if we're with family, they'll all order like just a beer, and you'll always be like, large beer, like every single fucking time. And I was like, I just genuinely, I don't see the point in drinking unless you are going
I'm going to argue with you here. I don't think, if you're going to start drinking, you may as well. I don't like I like beer if you're going to go drinking, but I don't really I wouldn't be sitting there. If the intention was just to have a drink at dinner, I'd be like, give me a Coke then, they're nicer.
See,
I would get a biggest beer possible if it's available. All times. Half pints, no.
Half of it is about because I just like beer.
Yeah.
It's really the only drink I drink. I don't really drink wine. I don't
start getting in Guinness than me. I've been drinking Guinness.
Guinness I'll
try. I drink one or two.
I'll go for it. I love Guinness, but spirits I've never touched. I don't like any spirits at all.
Man.
So beer is just the thing. And so I like beer. But the other thing is, what annoys me is it's a proper cheap thing. And it's the reason I won't have... See, if I go into a pub, right? Mm-hmm. And obviously, if you're having a meal, it's a lot more refreshing to have a Coke than it is a beer, right?
Yeah.
If you're parched.
Right? Yes, yeah.
When you consider the prices, and this is when my brain goes, nah. When you go, right, pint of Coke, and they go $2.60. Or sometimes $3.20.
It'd be more than that nowadays.
$3.20 for a pint of Coke. Much as a pint of Tennent's, $4.50.
Yeah. Oh, definitely in that situation.
There's
I wouldn't
not
order a pint of Coke. That's what my thing.
Because I'm not. And then when you look at the Steins and you go, well, it's only €3 more, and I'm getting this compared to this. Well, economics,
especially
dictates
euros.
Aye. And do you know, it's another thing that's weird, and I probably get shafted by it quite a lot. Is you go up and you buy drinks, particularly at like the fan parks and outside of stuff. So they've got plastic cups, and to keep things clean and environmentally friendly, they charge you €3 on top of the cup, on top of the pint. So say the pint of beer's €5, they'll charge you €8. So you're going fucking €8 for a pint, and then they go, but you bring it back, you get €3 back, right? Or you just trade it in, and then the next one costs you €5, and then at the end of the night you take the one back, you get €3 back.
You just lost it.
But we don't have that culture in this country.
Yeah.
So you're literally like, there was nights where I was just happy paying €8 because I couldn't be bothered hanging about with this fucking cup, and I would leave the cup. There was sometimes I gave the cup to people. There was some kids going about, and I was like, there you go, here's fucking €3 for you.
Yeah.
And there was kids going about with fucking shitloads of cups.
Oh, yeah.
Because we just don't have that culture here.
Yeah.
So it takes a while for you to get into that.
Any sort of recycling or of any, like fuck
Yeah,
that,
you just
out the window.
Like I reckon.
I'm not going to recycle. I've just had a stein of beer.
Exactly. Aye. I reckon I spent €30 more than I needed to when I was there, purely in laziness. And it's not like I was fucking launching it over my head like Begbie. I was actually putting it in a bin, or I was leaving it on a table to get collected. I just couldn't be arsed queuing up again to get my money back.
It would have been wild if you were chucking it over, even if it cost £3 every time. Lobbing it over the fucking...
my €3 right to litter. I've paid my money like anybody else, but this place looked like a fucking disgrace.
Jeremy's a fucking tip. Did launch in a garden furniture through any...
So yeah, that's been my 10 days.
You and your son go Brits abroad? Just fucking like somebody orders spaghetti and then just flip it over and pull the waiter's trousers down.
He's got this weird thing of going topless quite a lot. Like on the way back from the Hungary game in
Proper
Stuttgart.
lad already. It's terrible.
And it wasn't even, it was warmer than here, but it wasn't particularly warm. And we were walking back from the stadium, and I looked around and he's just fucking whapped his top off. Literally, and I'm like, what are you doing? But he came at, like, yesterday was his last day at school. And Amy phoned me and she was like, Seamus has come out of school topless. I'm like, why? This doesn't make any sense. But the fucking kid loves going about with no top on.
That's so funny. Right, I get the football. you know, you might have seen it there, impressionable, good time for it. But it's so funny coming on a
just cuts about with no top on.
You're a good fucking English teacher turn around and she was there in the front row.
Exactly, yeah.
Topless. You would be terrified. Yeah. I'd be like, I don't think I've ever heard a teacher in my time go, would you please put your top back on? Would you please put your clothes back on?
But there's been sometimes, where I've like drawn up to like traffic lights, so I've looked in the back and he's just sitting there topless with like a seatbelt on, and I think it looks weird when someoe's topless with a seatbelt on.
Terrible.
I think it looks fucking bizarre.
It'd feel weird.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? That wouldn't feel nice.
Too hot.
Well, I'd take your seatbelt off. No, no.
But he does. I mean, he's. I'm different to a lot of my family. My family are like warm-blooded creatures.
I'm freezing at all times.
I'm quite cold all the time.
I have 400 jumpers.
Aye. You know, Amy, she was telling me that she used to get so hot as a child, she would go into the bathroom at night just to lie on the tiles. Fucking weird, like a lizard. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
First time, I'm just so fucking hot. So
every window open, 9 fans.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, people give out to me because I wear jumpers. I wear jumpers quite a lot in Australia at 40 degrees. No.
That is insane.
I did. It got too much a load of times, and I went, oh. I did have heat stroke in the first week, and then I started going, right, maybe you're not as warm as you feel you are.
Aye. But the past 10 days, you have had an opposite experience. Ryan, it's been the reason we did the podcast last week was not because I was away or anything like that.
Yeah, you actually happened to be.
Ryan was genuinely fucking dead to the world.
Some people are just like, oh, the tumor. No, that's still there.
The tumor's still. The
tumor's still there. I'm expecting results if that's cancer or not. Now, pretty much now, today or tomorrow.
My God, could we find it? See if we fiund it live on the podcast that you were gonna die. Oh my God!
So I turned it on. Football Manager's on the screen. No, I got nothing yet, anyway. But yes, so like I ended up getting like, because I have no immune system in it, that's why I'm always fucking sick. I caught some weird other disease that I've seen other people that have had it ages ago, but I'm past the sickness, but I can't get rid of the chest infection. So I'm on 13 pills a day for various days. I feel like I remember my grandmother used to have the little like, Monday. Horse it out. And
my dad's got that.
Yeah. So I'm basically like that now. I shouldn't be this mess at 33.
But you've not got different pills. It's just like a course of antibiotics you've got to get.
I've got steroids. I've got antibiotics. I've got some other 2 pills as well for my stomach thing.
What's the stomach thing?
Just because I'm so sick for so long all the time that I take so many steroids that my stomach, they're burning a hole in my stomach. So I have to take them to not make these.
Do you think what burns a hole in your stomach is your acid blood, you fucking xenomorph?
I'm sure if I was a xenomorph and I had acid blood, I'm sure I would hopefully have the genetic evolved that my stomach could fucking deal with my own.
Yeah, what terrible design fault in the alien can't deal with its own blood.
Yeah, they can't do blood transfusions.
The hemophiliac alien.
Couch covered in burn marks.
See, because the antibiotics I get, the steroids, I don't know. I don't understand what the steroids are for.
Don't know either. You can hear my voice, like it goes.
Have you started running faster since you've taken the steroid?
They're like, it'll make you hungrier and you'll gain weight. And I was like, I don't think so.
I've put 10 kilos on my bench. This aside on the steroids.
Jeez, this boy's fucking going for it. Asthma. So yeah, so hopefully this will go and my voice will hold for at least the end of this podcast. Because I lost my voice for 4
I was going to say,
including when it got real bad just on the... I apologise if you get to the shows on Saturday in Dublin because I did 2 in the Inter and 1 in thing, and that's just when it started losing it, and my God, it was...
Aye.
You know, I had to make jokes about it, and then luckily they were funny.
Did it go croaky, or did it just go that...
I went like, oh, my grandma's dead.
Oh my God.
I mean, it would start like this. I went to the shop, and then my grandma, is she fucking dead? And then I would, yeah. And then, friend of the podcast, old Aaron Murtaugh was on. He saw the...
He saw that night?
Oh, he was there. Yeah, he came out with drinks and all after too.
Yes. I love the fact that you went drinks afterwards. So fucking, let's not. I mean, you've ruined the show. Let's not ruin the night.
I fucking I slept in the airport that night.
Oh Jesus.
I really fucked it. Like I went going, I'll be fine. I was, blah blah blah. I'll hammer on through, and then like I slept in E-Man's couch, and then went to the airport and slept in that for the early flight. No, that was a real stupid thing to do. With possibly getting cancer and no.
What? How did you sleep? Like, where did you sleep on? Like, just a bench?
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
There's ones there though. You get in nice and early. I know one that's great.
Like out of the way.
Out of the way.
The shady bit.
Heading down the shading bit.
That is
no armrests, nothing.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah, so if I'm stuck and the flight's at like 6 a.m. and I finish at the Inter, you see, at like a 12:30, I'm not like, well, I could get a fucking hotel or even staying in someone's house but I'll be there for 3 hours, especially Dublin, getting to the city.
Does Dublin have, I mean, obviously there'll be hotels around. Where was it? Was it Munich? One of those kind of airports. I think it was Munich that they had the pods.
They had... Dublin used to have fucking, like big circular kind of pods, but they're gone. I don't know where they are. I think they're bringing it back, but it's currently refurbished the last 6 months.
They look great. I would quite happily. Like,
I know the ones you're talking about. They're a bit more sophisticated. I haven't been in one of them.
They look like like a mortician's slab.
It's like a tanning bed.
Yeah, you open like a big oven door and then just crawl in and sleep it, and you're sleeping in a coffin essentially. But they look fucking great, man.
Yeah.
And you can only book them like 4 hours at a time or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I would quite happily organise a flight just to try one of them.
Yeah, just to try one.
No, like not. I would be going to the place anyway. I wouldn't specifically fly just to sleep in one of those.
Come back 5 hours later.
But I wouldn't. I'd get to the airport earlier. That's what I'm saying.
Yes. Yeah, I've never done them. I would definitely do that. Sounds like great.
Yeah.
I wonder how much they are.
They're not that. Well, the ones that we saw, you could pay if it was free. You could pay like with your card there and then.
Not great.
So it was like hiring something on site.
Not great.
You didn't need to book them. You just stuck your card in.
Great.
Gave you 4 hours, and that was you.
Class. What happens in 4 hours? Does it like start fucking alarm spells inside the fucking...
It's like a grill comes on in the place and burns you alive.
Yeah. Fuck's sake. What else has happened? Here's one that's caused much controversy over here in this house that we're in here with Cara and Daniel. Mm-hmm. So the cat's ours.
Oh yeah.
So I presume
Molly the cat.
I presume the owner's dying or dead or whatever. So our cat is now our cat, right?
Great news.
Yeah, but it's not Molly anymore.
What is it? You changed the name. You can't do that.
You can do that.
No, you can't.
You can. The fucking thing's like 7 months old.
Nah, but it will know its name now. It's too confusing for it.
Absolutely has already. It took 2 days.
I
reckon it would still reply to Molly though. I reckon she would still. Mona.
What?
Mona.
Mona.
Mona the vampire. It's a little black cat. Molly was terrible for it. Molly sounds like a nice cat.
Mona.
I love this cat. Look, it shreds the pieces.
Mona.
Yeah, Mona.
Mona.
Black
like
cat.
the fucking Craig McLachlan song. Hey, Mona. Do. No, remember him? From Neighbours.
No.
Ooh, Mona. Do.
No.
Tell me, Mona, what you gonna do?
It's like Mona the vampire.
Scratch shit out your arms for you.
It's like calling it Salem. Works.
I don't know who Mona the vampire is.
It's a little cartoon. And there's a tiny cat looks exact same. Mind you,
I know Salem. Salem's in...
The reason why this happened, though, in fairness, is when we got Molly
Sabrina.
And Molly was running around being a bastard, I was just like, this cat's not a Molly. It doesn't look like... I would never have named this cat Molly. Is what happened.
Was it Molly with a Y or I-E?
I don't know, fuck. You went Y.
Molly's cooler. Molly with a Y is cooler than I-E.
Well, it was definitely, we wrote it with a Y.
Molly with an IE's a bit of an arsehole. Molly with an IE's the kind of lassie that other women on a hen do have a splinter group just to talk about. Whereas Molly with a Y is a bit more streetwise.
I don't know. I will say this. I wouldn't do it to a dog.
These dogs are... Are dogs smarter?
I don't know if they're smarter, but they do... They're way more like responsive and need to be responsive and that type.
They're more obedient. That's the...
And yeah, they are. So like, I wouldn't have done it to a dog, but this was also a kitten. I don't even think she half responded to Molly anyway. I don't really know happened in our old place. We were saying the cat's basically in witness protection.
Yeah.
Is what's happened. And we were like, what? I was like, if we're doing this, we have to do this now.
Yeah.
You know, because we'll have it for however many
And
years. So we've changed the name of the cat. It's seriously like even this morning I was at their monitor straight off, and I was like, this cats are just don't give a fuck. This happened because she scratched the fuck because a bee came into the house. Mm-hmm. First confirmed kill I think that I've had. It was. I was sitting on the couch watching the football, and this bee just came in the window like me. And before it even took one step in, she had leaped in the most. Like, I've never seen a cat kill something via belly flop. Had no idea what it was doing, the cat. So just fucking basically belly flopped it clean into the window. And then got terrified, sat under the thing. The bee was all spazzing about and died.
Did I get stung?
No, I don't know. I thought maybe, but I don't think so. I saw a stinger still in it. I don't know how bees really work. It usually stays in it, doesn't it?
Yeah, my cat killed a bee once. Yeah. When I was younger, killed a bee by just like fucking... Like, the bee was kind of on its last legs anyway. You know, bees... You know that thing if you give bees like sugar water to revive them? This was one of those bees, like a fucking decrepit, done in for bee. And it was just crawling about, and my cat just went, fucking, there you go, you bastard. And just smacked it on the floor. And it got stung because the cat's fucking paw went like that. It was like it's a huge boxing glove. It was actually really funny. Watching it limp about with this massive fucking paw. Like,
well, Mona was terrified. And I went, you calm down. When I went in, she thought I was the bee, basically.
I could see that.
She went fucking... How would you see that?
Because
I'm important. If I die, humanity dies.
Yeah, I think I'd mistake you for a bee because you get bee, like a wee bee face.
Okay.
And you were probably wearing a yellow and black stripy jumper at the time. And you make that noise where you go about and you go... Look at a bee. That's a fucking bee.
That's a honeybee. That's a honeybee. I used to have a bit about bees being shite and how we're all fucked because like if they die, we die.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, but they die. Their one form of self-defense is suicide. Like a bee dies when it stings you.
Yeah, it does.
Imagine if someone hit you in a bar and you hit them back and you just fell in half.
Yeah, that's true. Actually.
What kind of a fucking... We're relying on this shit. We're fucked if they die.
But bees don't sting. Bees don't sting maliciously.
No.
They're just... Is it a sort of self-defense or is it just a like...
What?
Is it a form of self-defense or is this
I think there's this pure... I'm pretty sure there's this self-defense, like if they have to. Because they know they're fucked.
Because a wasp will go for you. Like a wasp will specifically hunt you down.
They're rats. Who cares? We kill wasps.
But apparently wasps get a bad rep. Apparently they have some kind of environmental importance as well.
Everything has somebody's going to argue there.
It's like spiders. I would argue spiders are more important than bees. Well, maybe not, because bees do create things that give us air. But apparently spiders are fucking like crucial. Like you should never kill a spider because spiders basically...
I don't kill spiders anyway.
Spider's basically the cleaner of your house. A spider clean up all the shit that you don't see. See all the like the bed bugs, the mites, all that kind of stuff that would give you disease and all the various kind of shit. Spider can hoover that shit up.
I just do it myself. Lines off your bed.
A line of bed bugs.
Oh, God. I don't know why that's freaking out. Because you would be taking it. Be on your pillow anyway. You're probably doing lines of bed bugs most of the time.
You probably are, yeah.
Who added that joke about, I think it was Jessenick maybe, about the...
Spiders, yeah.
Was it people using 10 spiders?
Aye.
People, if I cook for you.
Yeah, exactly.
People 100 spiders.
On average, people eat 10 spiders a year. If you let me cook for you, yeah.
So stupid.
So stupid, yeah. Have you seen a new series of The Boys?
You know what? I'm in the third episode. Is there only 4 episodes released?
So 4 episodes released.
I'm halfway through the third.
It's good, man.
Like I am back in. I actually kind of faded off at that.
Really?
I don't know. I got a wee bit. I didn't get bored of it. I just got bored of the satire of it. I was like, great. Yeah. This is class. And I was like, all right, 3 seasons now, change it up a bit. And I felt like it ended well as well, you know. And but I'm back in again. I watched it. People are giving your man dogs abuse for losing weight. I'm fair play to him. I think like it does look mad that he's just. I don't think they said anything about it.
No. Well, apparently, I was reading about this that the way they're trying to explain it in the show is because Mother's Milk, because he's like the head of the He's the head of the boys now, but he's also working for the CIA. So he's basically the head of a CIA team. The stress, because they mention it a couple of times where he's not sleeping and he's not eating, and a couple of times where they say you need to start eating more. So I think that's how they've explained it.
Okay,
but the guy came out and just explained it like, look, I never thought he was a particularly fat guy.
I didn't either.
I thought he was just fucking hench.
But he must have been like, he just must have been heavier than he, like when he was thinking. He was
but
he is
one of those.
Said it was unhealthy.
He is one of those guys that looks worse.
He does now. Yeah,
not being that size.
Yeah,
that's how I have convinced myself I'm not one of those guys.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to look like a weirdo, so I just don't lose weight.
Do you reckon if I get hench, I'll look unbelievable?
That would be interesting to see if you put a shitload of weight on. What do you think it would take? See if we made a conscious effort from now to make you fat as fuck by Christmas. Do you reckon it would be possible?
I mean, I've for the first time ever, I've put on weight. I usually just eat shite, do whatever, and I just do not put on anything. Don't fucking lose anything.
Because you don't eat particularly healthy.
I get more than you think now.
Really?
Yeah, just cooking dinners and everything, especially. I would say not great with breakfast.
Aye,
is what I'd be bad at, and eat shite late at night. But during the day, I'm making a conscious effort to be thing because of the state of me. I'm like, right, Ryan, you are going to die by 40 if you keep this up, because look at you falling to pieces.
Because by comedians,
and
it's not easy to eat.
It's not easy as well, because you can't. Because when you're away as well, you can't afford like to be eating well.
No,
that's genuinely what it is. Because you're just like, fuck, I need to make this fucking weekend worth it. Money, I can't go out and eat. You can't. Like, with the fact that nobody gives you accommodation anymore, you can't. If that was it,
you can't go out for a meal every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
so you're just sitting there eating shite or a McDonald's meal or whatever.
But I hate eating alone.
Do you?
I find it really weird.
I don't mind any of that. I go to cinema alone.
Cinema alone, fine. Eating alone, I think people talk about you. You're pretending to be. Yeah.
You ever pretend you're stood up?
No.
You're gonna go. Where is this bitch?
I've pretended. There was an Italian restaurant in Glasgow where I think I was getting
like a Bella
train
Italia?
or something. It was far off a Bella Italia.
I feel like I've done this exact same thing.
I was so self-conscious about eating on my own that I took out a notepad and pretended to be a critic.
Yeah, so bad, Mark.
Did
you fucking like there are absolutely nobody? I guarantee nobody give a fuck, and you sitting there. All they have written, the guy serving you, and you're just like a little piece of written. Beans are shite.
At one point, I dropped a fork. And pretended to be waiting for someone to come and give me a clean one.
You're right.
And then when nobody came, just to keep up the pretense, I picked it up, nodded to myself, and then wrote something down.
Mark, they're going to be talking about you more. You're going to, I guarantee nobody would have said shit that you're eating alone. And then you went and made everyone talk about you.
Fucking idiot.
Look at this fucking critic prick.
Not even a nice restaurant, just a standard regular.
Did you go to
chain Italian?
You fucking Brian, you become the Brian Logan of the fucking.
Oh, God.
Brian Logan of the restaurant world.
Oh. God, that's made me feel even worse.
That's so funny. That's great.
Right.
Look at that. We'll get into
the film.
May as well. Well, this is my one.
Yeah.
This is my favorite film. That's a funny one because it's actually a hard question to answer for 99% of people are like, well, I've got a bunch. But I do have a clear favorite film, and it's this film. So, yeah, you fuck this up, I'll kill you.
No, I love this film. Anyways.
I do have a one or two funny bits that I always find funny in this, but yeah, absolutely top tier. My favorite thing. I love it because every scene feels alive.
Yeah, it's true romance.
Yeah, should have started with that.
Which is the first time we've touched Tarantino, which I'm surprised at in 50 episodes. And this isn't even a Tarantino film. He just wrote it.
Yeah. He wrote this and Natural Born Killers, I believe. Well, no, he wrote the screenplay of Natural Born Killers. He actually wrote this.
So this and Natural Born Killers were written as one massive script, where it was like it would literally have been about a 5-hour film.
Yes, and he spread it up. Yeah.
There's parts of Reservoir Dogs in this from this script as well.
I'm actually saying Natural Born Killers. What I was going to say was it was Tarantino had the two. He knew he wasn't even allowed because he was unknown, really.
Yeah.
You know, he wrote this script apparently was tossed around like gold all year, but they were like, "Oh my god!" Right?
Yeah.
But when what they did was Tarantino gave it to Tony Scott and told him to choose between Reservoir Dogs
and this,
which would have been interesting to see
good
the other way
choice.
around.
It's a good choice,
but it worked well.
It does work very well.
And I think,
and then Tarantino used the money. I think he got like 50 grand or something, and he used the money from selling the script to make Reservoir Dogs.
Class,
because he wanted to make sure he made Reservoir Dogs himself.
That's great. Yeah, that's top class. I mean, that's funny because do you know, like when you get through romance too, I think Tarantino, when you look at the stuff that Tony Scott changed, that was in the original script, I'm glad that Tony Scott chose this. Like you know, like Tarantino's going to kill
both of them,
kill Clarence, and then Clarence dies in the script. He was even the casting he had all different. He had Val Kilmer as Clarence.
Yeah, Val Kilmer wanted to be Clarence.
He wanted to be Clarence too. Yeah, he had someone else's fucking. He really wanted. Oh, who did he want instead of Patricia Arquette? Drew Barrymore, wasn't it?
I think that would have worked.
Ah, God, I hate Drew Barrymore.
Really, I think that would have.
I don't hate her. She seems nice.
And that really would have worked. I like Patricia Arquette. Like, she's absolutely perfect for this.
She's perfect for this. Like, I don't necessarily think she's unbelievable in much else, but
I was trying to think this in the drive over. I honestly can't think.
She's
of
always
much else.
Yeah, she appears in like a load of stuff for like. She
was in a big TV show.
Oh, I was watching Severance. She's in Severance.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
And I didn't know she had an Oscar.
For what?
She won an Oscar for Boyhood.
Boyhood.
Mother.
Boyhood.
In the 2000s.
That's wild. Yeah.
But I'm glad Tony, because I watched the trailer for this, and it's really weird. The way they do the trailer makes it feel like an entirely different film.
Or I don't know if I've even seen the.
Go over and watch the trailer, right? Because it's got the voiceover guy, and he goes, "A couple in love." And then the only thing that stands between them and true romance are 60 cops.
Oh, no. Oh, God. Yeah. Wow. That's such a...
30 gangsters. A suitcase of cocaine. And 1,000 bullets. And it just shows you all of the action scenes and none of the rest of it. It's so weird.
That's funny because, like, in my opinion, like, the action scenes in this are great and all that, but they're not... They're just nowhere near anything, the best parts of the film.
Yeah, and they're not even... Like, the shoot out the end is an action scene.
You see,
but it's not.
See, I love that scene for one reason, that he just went, I want to shoot it at the end of a film. There was no real reason for it.
No.
He had fucking all them open fire in close range.
Yeah.
It didn't really do anything for it.
It all kicks off so quickly.
It
doesn't even kick off with a shot. It kicks off because fucking Lee Donovitz throws coffee in Elliot's face. That's it. And then it all fucking hell breaks loose.
I think what I think about this film is I've never seen a film with such a star cast and all everyone fucking rips it. Like, all the characters are kind of in it. Outside of like Clarence in Alabama, everybody is like most of them turn up for like one scene, two scenes, and fucking destroy. I don't know how you get so much into a character in two scenes.
It's insane.
Hey, fucking Christopher Walken.
It's literally incredible, the performances in this.
Yeah, even Elliot and like Bronson Pinochet and fucking
guys you don't even know that well. Like, they just destroy it. Like,
even the fucking worst cunt in the world, Michael Rappaport.
He's good. He's good in it.
He's playing exactly the type of fucking annoying predator.
The scene where he goes for the audition, he's like, huh, where the fuck did he come from? Shoot him! And then the casting director's around, she's like, thank you very much, you're a very fine actor.
I know her too, and I don't know her from I definitely know her from stuff.
But Rappaport's massive now because of his podcast.
Yeah, but he's such a fucking wank nowadays.
I don't.
Do you ever see when he tried to use like and you need to and these fucking woke nut and somebody just goes, shut the fuck up and hit him with a snowball. Do you ever see that live on his live stream? Oh Jesus, he live streamed on Instagram. There was like, and these fucking woke nonsense and these liberal, and then somebody just goes, shut the fuck up, and a snowball explodes on his own live. It's the funniest thing. He's a bit annoying. He's friends with a lot of comics. I think he used to do comedy, did he?
Yeah, he did. It looks like Ray Bradshaw as well.
Aye. He's good in it. Like, he's very good. Because
I was trying to think how else I really knew Michael Rappaport, and I was like, "What film is it? What film is it?" And it's he plays Phoebe's cop boyfriend in Friends over a couple of episodes.
Oh,
that's how I really remember him. Apart from this film,
why can I not think of other Michael Rappaport stuff? He's in that funny one with Bill Burr. I know he's friends with Bill Burr, or they seem to be anyway. I actually think it's a fucking hilarious film, underrated. Sandra Bullock, Melissa McCarthy. Heat? Yeah, not like the big Heat. Like,
I've never even heard of this.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Melissa McCarthy just giving dogs abuse. You know, like she was giving dogs abuse in Spy. It's just another one of them. There's a scene in it, the bad guy's an albino, no?
No, I've never seen this at all.
There's a bad guy, an evil looking guy, he's another cop, but he's an albino, and he goes, look at you. What is he? What is your... Is your wife a bag of flour with a 5-inch hole in it? I fucking scream listening to that. But Michael Rappaport and Bill Burr are like a family screaming.
How the fuck have I not heard of this film?
It's called Heat, I think. And oh god, there's a missing number. There's a missing.
Oh yes.
Spam. Shit.
Oh shit.
That would have been fucking great. That would have get the cancer results live on.
Diagnosis live.
Sandra Bullock. Heat. Yeah, but it's The Heat. Good film.
Heat. I'm going to check it out.
Quite funny, like, for a thing. I laughed quite heavily at it. Like, I like Melissa McCarthy.
She's great.
So, aye. But, so, this film, right, and the music, first of all, sure, fuck it. Like, they missed out nothing. Elvis, they wouldn't let Elvis use his music. So.
No, but they also never actually refer to Val Kilmer as being Elvis. He's never mentioned as Elvis. He's not in the credits as playing Elvis because Elvis is... I'm assuming they wanted a shitload of money. Elvis' estate for any Elvis.
Yeah.
Because even at the start, because I always thought, when I watched it, I always thought it started with a Hans Zimmer, the You're So Cool.
I've seen a version before that doesn't have that first scene.
In the bar?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if there is. I don't know if there's a thing. Once I was watching, I watched this every time it was just on, right? And like TV, once it started on TV, and it just started straight into like, dude, you're so cool. And I went, because that first scene is fine. It just sets up Clarence a little bit, but I also don't really think it necessarily misuse it.
It's a weird, do you know what?
It's a weird opening scene.
It's a weird opening scene because you do get the Elvis song, but it isn't Elvis doing it though. I don't even know what song it is. And then, but that first scene kind of doesn't fit with the rest because he goes from being like this guy who is trying to chat up a woman in a bar, and she very, very quickly, because it looks like it's going great, and then she very, very quickly spurns him. And then he kind of goes, oh yeah, like he acts like that's just his luck, like he's just a bit of a loser. But the transition from him being a loser to being the coolest guy possible is very, very quick.
I think this movie is made because of that. They're trying to make a loser fucking unbelievably cool.
It's essentially Tarantino. This is how I wish my life was.
It is.
This is how I wanted my life to be.
He is a loser, but cool as fuck. It doesn't make any sense. Like, trying to bring a girl to 3 kung fu movies.
Yeah. But it doesn't make any sense that a guy that spends his birthday on his own and can't pick up women to then be that hard to have absolutely no... I mean, it's all fantasy. It's like all Tarantino films. It's all fantasy.
Pure fantasy, yeah.
But, I mean, there's no way that a guy that works in a comic book store and lives in this dingy place on his own would be that fucking cool and deliver lines that cold.
Yeah.
When up against, like, a psychotic drug dealer.
Yeah.
Because in that, right, because
We'll just go through the characters. Is probably the way.
That was what I was going to suggest.
Yeah.
Very, very quickly though, because in that first scene, because we're in that first scene, that was maybe not in it. Three things, right? There's two things that I love about America that we don't really have here. I love the idea of going to the cinema really late at night and coming out at like 3, 4 in the morning.
They fucking killed it, and some places did it, but COVID has completely killed it.
Really?
Yeah, I used to know the places I loved. A midnight showing is fucking gold. Like I'm devastated. The latest films since COVID are now around 9:30.
I see, that's bullshit.
Like 9:30. You're lucky to get a 10:15.
Aye.
Sometimes one of the films, a horror film, might be on at 10:30, 10:15. And I'm always just like, I feel like you're missing out on a lot of money that you don't think you are. Because it's not like this fucking cinemas are absolutely rammed at them these days.
It's not costing them any more to put it on in another. I mean, well, you get staffing costs.
But I don't know, man.
Energy costs, I don't know. But I don't know if you'd make that back. But
I don't know.
It's...
You can make a deal of it, like...
I on the times I have done it, in terms of like I've been getting like a late night bus home or something like that, I've fucking loved going into the cinema that late at night. And I think the only time we'll probably do it is with event films, because I remember going to see Endgame.
I saw Terminator 2.
Aye. See, that's
to show old films.
Aye, it's cool. And especially, but I don't think you'd get that. I remember years ago where at Halloween they showed the first 3 Scream films at a cinema near me.
Great, yeah.
And it started at 11, and you came out about 4 in the morning.
Great.
And it's like, that's fucking class, man.
It's an event, yeah. It's
good fun. Aye. So that's one thing. The other thing, and it's something I really wish we had, and it would be so handy for us as comedians, late night diners.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, it'd be the fucking dream. It's only McDonald's I sit in because they're open, like a diner. Oh my God. I love all that aesthetic. I'm
man. The diner they go to just to get pieces of pie. I mean, we don't have pie anyway, but the idea of going in, another really cool one is the diner that he keeps going into, because a lot of them are at truck stops as well. But seeing the first Equalizer, Denzel Washington, and he goes into that late night diner at night.
Yeah.
But they have like fucking breakfasts.
Yeah.
Like you can get like a breakfast, or you can get a steak at 2 in the morning and just sit there. It just seems so fucking cool. I don't even know if it would work with the culture we have in Britain.
Yeah. It's really cool, yeah.
Because I remember there was a late night place in Glasgow that people used to go into after you'd come out of a club. So you'd be in there about 4 in the morning. And it was an actual sit down. You could sit down and order food.
Okay.
But it became like it just became a mess, because it was mostly a place where people would go just to get more drink, to be honest. Because it had late license.
Okay, right. We had a place called Babylon on Camden Street, which was just a takeaway, but it had seats. So everybody would sit down the back. But you could order from the seats. But they just try to lean into it by putting on a strobe light. And techno, and I'd be like, that's not, we're done.
Nah, that's not what you No,
I know you're trying to keep, there's people drunk here, but don't.
No. Yeah. Swingers. That's got another great late night diner scene. You know this film Swingers?
I know the film, but I don't remember it
John Favreau. That's got a really good one. So there's that. And the only other thing about this first scene is because Clarence is obsessed with Elvis, and he says that if he had to fuck a guy, like absolutely had to fuck one, it would be Elvis. So I'm going to ask you the same question.
You're going to be like, how would you fuck Elvis? If I had to.
I don't think I'd pump Elvis.
No, I wouldn't. No.
Depends what era Elvis. I think I'd pump big fat Elvis. It'd be a right laugh.
Just before his death,
yeah.
Elvis.
I'd pump Elvis on that toilet.
Oh, God.
I'd straddle Elvis.
To be like, he has there's a cheeseburger. I don't even know if he died of cheeseburger's hand, but he died. He died on the toilet. He's all absolutely fucked. And then they're just like, there is a lot of...
What, semen?
A lot of cum everywhere.
Imagine.
Black light. They're like, oh my God.
Imagine big fucking massive fat Elvis sitting in the toilet, taking a shit, right? Eating a burger. And it wasn't even like a regular burger he would have. He used to have like 3 patties, but it would be like a fucking donut. Would be the roll. And then it'd be all deep fried, so he's fucking munching away in this. And you're just sitting on his cock, right? Riding fat Elvis away. and then suddenly you stop feeling any kind of movement from the back, and you go, "Oh fuck, he's died." So you need to lift yourself off Elvis's dead cock and just wander away and hope no one ever finds out. Imagine. I don't even know if you'd flush it.
Jailhouse cock.
Is he taking a shite as well? This is disgusting. Jailhouse cock. I'm telling you.
He's gonna be. You're playing a little bit of pocket full of rainbows and walk out.
Just the idea of lifting yourself off and going, oh God, pulling and waddling away.
Priscilla!
Elvis, he's spunked dripping down the back of your leg. It's a king spunk.
Where the fuck is this come out of? I know where it's coming, but then we really ramped that straight up. Well, we're back in the fucking back in the cuts rhythm anyway.
That's fucking hilarious.
The music, before I even jump into this, just before I go into the characters, because like the music as well, I always said that my only thing if I ever got married is I'd walked into that song. You're so cool.
Oh really? That's quite a cool song actually.
Margot Robbie did it.
Did she?
I thought
she walked down the aisle to that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's her favorite film.
Jesus.
Margot Robbie's favorite.
I didn't know Margot Robbie was married. It's devastating.
She is, yeah.
Off the market.
I'm sure you could pull it. I'm sure you could talk her out of it, Margot. You better. Yeah.
The one that got away.
But, oh, jeez. Margot Robbie. Yeah. She because there's a whole load of them. I thought it was like, that's a good idea. That's a perfect song. Would even work. And then I googled it and it was quite.
Who's she married to? Maybe some arsehole.
It's going to be something weird like, no, that's Scarlett Johansson.
She's married to Didoff Weekend Update.
It's odd, isn't it?
It is really odd.
Margot Robbie, husband.
I bet he's not famous.
Tom Eckerly.
He'll be like a producer or an art designer or something.
Jesus.
Is he in the business?
He's fucking
in the film business.
I think so. He's fucking punching.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
Fuck off.
What's this guy
It's
done?
like fucking Jamie Redknapp.
He's not even as good looking as Jamie.
Jesus Christ, man.
Margot.
Right, I'm going to find out what this prick does.
Oh, sorry, yes. Tom Eckerly. I love how all the pictures say Normie. He's British.
Oh, God. No. English.
Yeah, yeah. Tom Eckerly. He's production company. He's an English film producer, actor, and former assistant director. So he just works in the business. Yeah.
Arsehole.
Yeah. He produced like I, Tonya and Barbie.
That's good. That's a good film. Man.
Actually, no.
That's how they met.
In them. Yeah.
Margot Robbie's husband reveals the one thing they constantly fight about. Let's find out.
His fucking appearance.
Oh no! He made Saltburn. Oh God!
What?
I fucking hate this guy.
He what?
He made Saltburn.
He's one of the producers. Is
His film production company.
Is that
Guess what his production company's called? Lucky Chap. God, I hate this fucking. He's got his own gin brand as well.
Oh, dude.
God, I hate this fucking guy. Oh my God.
We just made you like Margot Robbie a little bit more, and then hate her a little bit more.
According to him, the pair fights about which native country has the best chocolates, specifically whether Tim Tams or Penguins are better. Penguins not even the best fucking chocolate. Britain
Penguins,
has. You fucking asshole.
Hate this cunt.
Oh my God. Oh,
that's a cunt.
Yeah. God, I'm gonna fucking kill this guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Steel Drums is quite a choice though for like a gangster type of film.
Yeah, that was a quick transition there. From me wanting to murder a man back to the instrument choices of this.
We were talking about fucking Sonny Chiba, and next thing we were talking about riding Elvis to death, dropping your arse down in a cummy sick Elvis.
But even that song's cool as fuck. But all the other tunes, I forgot how good.
Oh, the general soundtrack's unbelievable.
Because a lot of people don't like it because it's not as Tarantino-y as.
Yeah.
But there is Tarantino-y wee bits.
Absolutely.
Like what is it? The Burt Ives song when. A little bit of tear. Yeah, whenever Hopper.
Burl Ives.
Itty bitty tear. And then there's Big Bopper with Chantilly Lace, and then
Tender Trap.
Yes,
Robert Palmer's a banger, even though it's
and the song where they're pumping. Chris Isaac's song's really good.
Yes, yeah.
And then I totally forgot that Soundgarden are in it as well.
Yeah, yeah.
When they got the gangsters turn up and Brad Pitt's high as fuck.
Yeah. All by the way,
Brilliant.
it's so funny having Brad Pitt. And this was after filming Louise, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like he's already done he's just appeared in the.
He's already broken
This is
through,
kind of like
aye.
but he wanted to be in the film, and they give him the story. He improvised his lines, which is funny, even though they're not the easiest lines in the world to improvise. But he did it well. I thought he was funny.
But that is
good comic relief, like Brad
I
Pitt.
suppose like that. Now you're saying we'll just take it character by character, which just does seem the best kind of way. But it does feel like it was every actor, whether. Because Tarantino wouldn't, because this was I suppose it was just after Reservoir Dogs. So they must have been like, right, if he's attached to this. And then Tony Scott, obviously, coming off the back of Top Gun and Days of Thunder.
Yeah, yeah.
So he'd be a big fucking news.
Yeah, yeah.
But it did feel like every actor was like, right, I want to be in this film. I've got these 3 days free.
Yeah.
Can I do it?
Yeah, because this film was like written before Reservoir Dogs and stuff. I'm pretty sure this was tossed around a lot, trying to make sure that it was done right. Because they were like the scripts. I reckon half these actors read it, did one part, didn't get it, and moved on to the next part. And I want to be in the film, which is I reckon half of them are just like, get me in the film. You know, like James Gandolfini was only a theater actor. At the time, and who was it that fucking
Sizemore,
the Beast.
Right, let's do character.
Let's character. I have a lot to say, but we're already a fucking hour in.
Will we go main characters or?
Yeah, go main. We'll do a quick rundown.
Or do you want to do it chronologically as we meet them?
Okay, go. We'll try that. Try that.
Okay, so Slater.
Yes,
as Clarence. Now I love Christian Slater.
I do too. Yeah.
I think when I was young, right.
Well, he was meant to be Brad Pitt, wasn't he? They pushed him and it never happened in that way.
Not even Brad Pitt, because
he was meant to be the big guy.
He's not. I mean, he's a good-looking guy, but he's not as as aesthetically pleasing as Brad Pitt. But he was supposed to be Nicholson. That's he's basically doing a Jack Nicholson impression throughout his entire career. But, I fucking loved it because I saw around about this time. And what I love about this film is this was around about a time when this came out when I was 12, and I was just really, really, really getting into films, like films beyond what like blockbusters that I would normally have just liked up until then. So really cool films, and this was one of those films where it talked about other films in the film, so you got to know other shit. And it's just that whole Tarantino kind of dialogue thing where, like, me and my pals would hang about and just talk about films, and this was one of those things. And then this, because Christian Slater was in Heathers and Pump Up the Volume as well. Those are two class films. I just thought Christian Slater was fucking awesome. Yeah, and I still do. I think I think he should have had a far bigger career.
Yeah, that's what everyone kind of says. They think he should have. He's still in great things and everything when he pops up. He's a very good actor. I think he takes it more serious than the blockbusters would happen. This is odd because I first saw this film about 4 years ago only.
Really?
This isn't an old one. I saw this 4 years ago maybe, and I also. I didn't know Tony Scott was Ridley Scott's brother until about 2 years ago. It all came apart. Then I looked at it and I seen he jumped off the bridge and everything, killed himself. Tony Scott.
Yeah, was it Tony Scott that killed? So Ridley Scott's obviously still alive.
Yeah, he's now just blaming.
And they make totally different films.
So
Ridley
different.
Scott, obviously with Alien,
so different.
Gladiator and stuff. Seemed like big grand films, whereas Tony Scott was just all about. Beverly Hills Cop 2, fucking Top Gun,
style.
But then like Crimson Tide after this, I think is an amazing film.
I don't think I've seen it.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's like Christian Slater, perfect choice for it. Really, I can't really imagine too many people more in it. I don't think he's the best person in the film, but it doesn't really matter.
Who do you think's a better director?
This is hard because I would say. Oh God, that's such a horrible question. I would say Ridley does pip it just because of a couple of things earlier. Maybe Tony would have if he hadn't died and everything. I don't know. Ridley Scott is quite a disappointment to me right now because he's a fucking wank nowadays.
Is he?
Oh Jesus Christ! He was giving out. He made that Last Duel film that was 1 out of 10, and then when it's just because all you fucking cunts can't watch TikTok, can't even fucking cope in a film. And I was like, well, no, I agree with you in respect, some respects, but Jesus Christ, that film was shit. Then went and made House of Gucci.
You need to take some. Oh Christ!
And that was dog shit, and everybody was, and he kicked out again because these fucking liberals can't even watch a film anymore. And I'm like, Ridley, can you just go back to
making good,
being good films? Because you've made some of the best films of all time. Because this is starting to, it's just starting to annoy me for no reason. So I hope he gets it. I didn't really like Raised with Wolves as well, that sci-fi.
I say Tony. Tony because of this.
Tony, this is better than
this Top Gun in my opinion. And Last Boy Scout. That's a fucking what a film. Last Boy Scout is. Oh god. Do you know there's a third brother?
Is it?
Yeah. Barry Scott from the Sill It Bang.
Fucking wanker. He's killed himself too.
No, the Sill It Bang guy.
It's yeah.
The Sill It Bang guy.
Did Barry Scott not kill himself, or is that just an urban legend? I completely made it. Let's make if he does. Oh God, I hope.
See if it turns out he shot himself. And then
colon cancer.
And then no!
But Barry Scott is dead. Shit. Still Banks, Barry Scott.
His last word, bang, and the arse is gone.
Fucking hell.
Slater, amazing.
Yeah,
absolutely amazing.
Have you ever had a? We're going to Patricia Arquette because I don't. There's not a lot to say.
Before we move on from Christmas Slater, can I just say that the scene, because he is cool all the way through it, and his dialogue is absolutely brilliant. The coolest scene is when he turns up to, and we'll talk about this scene massively when we got on the Oldman, but the scene where he turns up to get Alabama's stuff back from Drexel.
Yeah.
And Drexel is intimidating beyond belief. The whole area, the whole scene's intimidating. The room he's in's intimidating. The music's intimidating.
Doesn't flinch.
And you look at him when and you think this guy's absolutely shitting himself, and then he delivers some of the coldest, meanest stuff because he's like, listen, the reason I'm not sitting down to eat is because I'm not hungry. The reason I'm not sitting down with you is because I think you're a piece of shit. The reason I'm not the reason I'm not watching the TV is because I saw this film last year, and then proceeds to tell you exactly what film and who's in it. And then the fucking baddest bit that he does is he goes, what's in that envelope is for my peace of mind. That's what I think this is worth. And he opens the envelope and it's empty, and you go, fucking hell, man. This is... Oh.
Do you reckon it would have been funny if... do you know, like, Drexel... in that scene? Because I reckon Drexel's how I imagine most of the Absolute Cunts fans look like.
And sound like...
Imagine if he was a mad Absolute Cuts fan. He was like, he goes on that TV there. You got the core episode of Absolute Cuts.
Yeah, this ain't White Boy Days.
You even look. You've been clocking me this whole time, and it's just me and you on the screen. And White Boy, it's so funny.
And boys, they're talking about Sex and the City too. You even watched it once. Well, now I know I'm pretty, but I'm as pretty as the two boys talking about Sex and the City too.
That's so funny. You just been clocking me. I love it. You just been clocking me.
Do you know what I think I've just remembered as well about this kind of time? This was a time when, again, when I was getting massively into films, and I would buy Total Film and Empire religiously.
Yeah.
This was also a time when I would read film scripts.
Oh, right. And I've never done that.
Because I remember the first time, it was like Total Film came with the Reservoir Dogs script, just as a book, just as like a paperback book.
Cool.
And I just read them and I go, this is fucking awesome. And I remember I bought the Pulp Fiction album with the screenplay attached to it online. And
I've never done that. Sounds good.
And then I've done that. I remember reading this as well. And then when I remember when I used to work at Scottish Power. It was a great way to pass the time. Which there was like a screenplay.
House is going off.
Yeah.
Power out in the house, and you're sitting there reading Norbit's script.
But there was a screenplay. There's a screenplay database that was on the internet, and I used to just go on and read either films I'd seen or films I'd never seen. And just read the screenplay.
Say something
because it looks like you're still working. It's not like you can't. It's not like it's not like you're sitting playing a game. It's not like you're sitting watching anything. To the lazy eye, it still looks like there's still text on the screen.
Yeah.
And nobody can see what it is. So you scrolling down and you're like that.
Yeah.
But I would just read films all day long.
Yeah, fuck, that's such cool in fairness. I've never.
Yeah.
It's nerdy, but I've never.
Oh, it's very nerdy, yeah.
This film is, especially that scene. I'll just go naturally because they're going to hop into each other's things, right? But like that scene with Drexel and Christian Slater was great because there's a couple of swings. It's not even the biggest dick swing in this, but like there's such good. Even the fact he's swinging the fucking light.
You know,
like it's such a stupid thing to stick in, like swinging the light at each other a little bit, like trying.
We got egg rolls. We got everything from a diddle Joe to a damned Ivano. Like it's just fucking.
Oh god!
And do you know like how
he blows away Samuel L. Jackson?
Aye, early on. But even that's cool. Is like again, Samuel Jackson gets blown away quite a lot by shotguns in films. It's exactly the same way that he goes in Goodfellas as well.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, somebody comes in and just blows him away in the stomach with a shotgun.
I always think it's his trio where you forget he's in.
Yeah,
his True Romance, Goodfellas, and Jurassic Park.
God, yeah.
Like, Samuel Jackson's in none of those. You're like, all three.
Hang on to your butts.
Hang on to your butts. So like, all that type of stuff. The other guy in the scene as well, he gets lit up. It's just a great scene. Getting the thing, grab the fucking bag, stuffed it in.
Even the techno music in the background.
It's
just fucking class. It's so intimidating.
It's so great that he actually blows him head open from like close range.
Aye.
Like you wouldn't, literally right up. Open your fucking eyes.
Slater takes an absolute beating in that. Yeah. There's a cool thing that Gary Oldman does where he punches him with two fists at the same time. Like he's straddling him and he just goes, like fucking hammers him. Like it's...
That's right, yeah. It's great. Gary Oldman, this is a prime early 90s Gary Oldman's in his mad phase.
Yeah.
This is his Tiptoes.
Yeah.
This is his...
Leon
would have been on the year.
Yeah.
Another mad character.
Because he met Tony Scott for this film and he was like, I can't really tell you much about the film or the script, but you'd be playing a pimp drug dealer who's a bit of a psychopath, who's white but thinks he's black. And Oldman went, I'm in. Fucking... Yep. I don't need to know any more.
What is this, white boy?
Yeah.
What was this, white boy day?
What is this, white boy day? Ain't it white boy day, is it, Marvin? No, it ain't white boy day.
So good. Such a good scene. First time you go, all right, so the guy is actually a psychopath. You can see him tetchy with her going like, I need to go over and sort this. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And it's so funny, like, because he doesn't appear laddish like that, like, but he can't even fucking deal with it.
I don't get. I was thinking with this when I was watching it, like. There really is no need because I reckon because she's only been a call girl for 3 days.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, what do you ever get that for a present from
No, not from my ex, but my boss at Woolies never gave me that for my birthday. No.
Well, there you get yourself.
I'd have been fucking delighted if the come November the 19th, Patricia Arquette turned up at the movie theater. Me sitting watching Crocodile Dundee 2.
She'd pour the fucking milkshake over you though. You could have. What I mean, like you could have went popcorn then. Jesus Christ, ruined the whole night.
Nachos? What?
They're like, you want to go for pie, and you just be like, well, I've got some right here, right out of your back pocket in your hand.
Nah.
Yeah.
But what was I? What the fuck was I talking about
there? What is
I still don't fully understand because if she's only been a call girl for 2 days, she's clearly not going to be one of Drexel's main earners yet. She could probably have disappeared.
But I reckon it's because she's good looking.
Tracking her down.
It's because she's good looking. He knows he's going to make money.
But what I mean is, no, I know. I think he probably.
I see what you're saying.
Why does Slater feel the need to go and get her shit? Because I guarantee in that suitcase there was largely fuck all.
Yeah.
It's not like she's got something she desperately needs. They could have got clothes.
They
do get clothes. Right, they get clothes remarkably without any money.
Yeah.
Right. I'm struggling to understand why the motivation behind him needing to desperately go and sort this guy out, unless it is just doing the right thing.
I think he's a psychopath. Like he hits everything way too head on.
Yeah,
that's what the whole thing is. Character like literally hits everything head on.
I mean, he's got a relationship with Elvis.
Yeah.
So he clearly is mental. He has a sound mind.
Yeah, he has no sound mind. So in his head, like when he got someone in his head, he was just like, I have to go and sort this. I mean, he didn't. He really didn't sort it. He still
it makes it worse.
Yeah. I love that scene as well, you know, because he leaves his card there, because your man takes the card out, but you know, and like when Walker turns out, I don't know why, it's not even just way better lines Walker, but he was like, fuckhead that he is.
Fuckhead that he is. Yeah. That's very, very, very funny.
I think, and his name's what, Vincent Carcotti, right? But he's a representative for Blue Boyle.
Blue Boyle,
right? So I think Drexel sounds like a cleaning fluid.
Yes.
And I think Blue Boyle sounds like a plumbing company.
Yeah, that is, yeah.
Come on, Blue Boyle.
Yeah. But Blue Boyle doesn't particularly sound
menacing.
It doesn't sound menacing, but it also doesn't sound like an a Sicilian gangster either.
Yeah.
Like Vincent Carcotti sounds like an Italian, but Blue Boyle, you'd go, it's some fucking Irish guy. Like, you know what I mean? It's more of a kind of Blue Lou. Like, it's... Bye. So then... so he escapes with the coke. They realise they've got the coke. So they go, right, we need to sell this.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, they need to find out whether the cops know anything. And Slater's dad, who's Dennis Hopper, is an ex-cop, now a security guard.
Best person in the film.
Yeah, with a dog called Rommel.
Yeah.
And so he's like, you must know some guys still in the force. And the way they introduce Dennis Hopper within like 3 fucking lines, you know everything about this guy.
So good. A little bit of tears.
Yeah.
It's the Earl Elvis, and he's doing this thing, and he's finished, and he goes into the thing. Set up, you know exactly this guy's
You know he's an alcoholic.
You know he's like...
There's been a shitty upbringing.
Yeah,
you know the fact that the mum's left. Like, and it's all done within seconds.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying, this film, they have one scene in the whole fucking thing. You feel like you've watched Vincent Carcotti for more than 3 minutes. You feel like you've watched... Dennis Hopper's in that scene when he arrives, and then that scene. Yeah. And that, right, so that scene, well, we may as well just go into it. That scene's, to me, the greatest movie scene of all time.
It's I would have up there definite in top 5.
Thing is, Tarantino had it as his favorite until he prefers the opening to Inglourious Bastards.
The opening, yeah,
not the bar, but the people. I think he has said that's his now. He thinks his best written scene.
Yeah.
Now, like the Sicilian scene, obviously, it's quite different now. You watch him back because like it's heavy use of the N word, right? Like unbelievable. Now, the use of the N word, obviously 90s, blah blah blah. You can use it. I think you can use it if it's something fucking horrific. It's like a horrible character, and it's perfect in this film. Some of his fucking films. Do you know how many N words are in Tarantino films? I did my studies.
How many N words in all films of all time?
All Quentin Tarantino films.
I reckon
not including this. The ones he directed.
The ones he directed, I reckon you're into... So how many films? That's 9 films. I'm going to say we're not that far off 1,000.
No, it's 110.
Only 110? I thought there'd be at least 100 a film.
You thought there'd be 100 N-words per film?
Yeah.
I think, like, I mean...
that is a lot, actually.
That is, when you think about it, like... Do you mean, like, some of the...
I don't think I think there are films where it's not said at all.
Do you know, like, the Hateful Eight fucked me off.
Aye, the Hateful Eight will take up a lot of that.
The Hateful Eight was
well.
The Hateful Eight just felt like you just stuck out at the end of random.
Yeah.
Like Django made some sense. Some of it you're just like, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
Right. And some of the Hateful Eight, you just dropped it in there, and you're like, stop. I don't know. You deserve all these little weird things that just coming your way. This one, obviously, the scene. If you don't know the scene we're talking about, basically, Vincent Carcotti's coming to Dennis Hopper, Clarence's dad, to get information where Clarence is, right? And, you know, he kind of knows that he can't give up his son. Mm-hmm. So he knows that they probably could beat it out of him, is what I get. Now, there's different interpretations. My thing is he knows eventually, after that these guys are serious, he knows that they're going to get the information probably out of him. And that's when he asks for the Chesterfield for the last smoke. And then he knows that Sicilian, he has to piss him off enough. The only thing Sicilians care about is they're really heavily and obviously into their bloodline. Yeah. Bloodlines, they're so racist about their things. So he knows if he just fucking... My stick from that is Dennis Hopper wouldn't say the N-word outside that scene.
Right.
Much. That's what I got from it. Now, there is other interpretations.
So you think he knows that this is getting beaten out of me anyway?
So there is 6 guys there,
So to finish it off quickly... He needs to go to a level where they are. Walken's going to lose it to the point
that he fucking kills him.
Kills
and
him
that's
quickly,
why he
aye.
goes, I've not had to kill someone since 1984.
Yeah.
Because he's wound him up so high. Because he's like, he knows that that's because that's so insulting to Sicilians. Their whole gangster thing. So that's what I got from it. And because when he goes to get the Chesterfield, he turns it down. You know what I mean? But when he starts going on the thing about the fucking lies, and he goes, I know you have the pantomimes and all that type of shit. I think Dennis Hopper knows, and he is an ex-policeman, that he's fucked, and he will somehow give up something that's going to kill him. So
I suppose.
So I think when he starts using that, I don't think people are like, the racist in the scene is Christopher Walken, and he knows. Put it like this: if I was Christopher Walken trying to get it out of someone, and someone was sitting there to me, he's like, I had to read a lot of history,
Yeah.
fascinated by this shit. Did you know that all your ancestors are British? And I'd be like,
Yeah.
Cillian Murphy's British.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would start
Yeah.
going like, you fucking. I'd be sitting there, Cillian Murphy's British, and I'd open fire.
Yeah.
And I'd be, I haven't killed someone since
Yeah, if I-
1984. Same reason.
If I told you that your great grandmother had been fucked by someone from Stoke, you would be, yeah.
And they had a little half English kid.
Yeah.
Now
But I
tell me,
suppose that does make
if I'm lying.
that does
now
make
if
a
that is
lot of
fact.
sense, because
That's what I
if
got
he
from it.
knows
I've seen this film 50 times in 4 years.
if he knows he's going to eventually give it up anyway through getting the shit kicked out of him, because at that point they would never have found out if he hadn't stupidly put the fucking address up in the fridge. He knows that they would never have got that out of him unless they'd have beaten him. So he needs to. He's basically made a choice as to whether I either give it up and go through a lot of pain, or I finish this quickly and they get nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So, because for me, the telltale sign is asking for the Chesterfield eventually. He goes, can I have one?
Yeah.
It's such a easy. It's just that's two heavyweight actors below. That's two heavyweight actors blow for blow.
Oh,
There's nothing. That is two people that didn't miss a skip. You see the parts they even improvised. Even subtle things. Like, he gives the Chesterfields, like, give a light. Oh fuck, I got a light.
yeah.
Totally unnecessary. Gives it realism. The fucking I can't deal with it. I think that scene's the best of all time. I've never seen such cutting. The music is perfect for it.
I think that the Walken's line when he's like talking about, I assume you know who. My name's Vince. It's like he says, "Do you know where you are? Do you know who I am?" And he's like, "No." And then he goes, "I'm the Antichrist. You've got me in a vendetta kind of mood." Yeah. And you go, "Fucking hell, man!" As an opening.
You ever seen evil so personified?
Aye, it's a man who killed you. Oh Jesus Christ! It's like,
for me, the hardest line in the whole of all movie is, "Now tell me if that's a fact. Am I lying?"
yeah.
I was like,
Jesus.
I was like, Christ of Almighty, that's proper fucking dick swinging without any violence.
It
ends in
is.
violence, but
it is an insanely
and
good
it's
film.
quite funny that they take it away a little bit with your guy. I can't remember his name. He's in The Wire. He's the guy.
When he asks what happened,
what happened? He's like, I just insulted. It's very funny that they're nowhere near but they're into it, but they're not. They're just the henchmen, like James Gandolfini's at the back.
Gandolfini at the back's really enjoying it all as well.
Yeah.
He's got a proper smile on his face the whole time, and that's good foreshadowing when you go, this guy's a genuine psychopath.
Again, So for me, that was always like this. When I first seen that scene, it's sometimes you tell people this and they go, "This is because you like the N-word scene, do you?" And I like typical white guy. The N-word.
I can't believe there's only 100 odd.
110, yeah. I mean, like, I had a couple there, and he's about the ones he wrote about 140 maybe.
I mean, I suppose I don't imagine it's used at all in Kill Bill or
I don't believe it is used in Kill
or
Bill.
Inglourious.
I believe it is used in Inglourious somewhere, and I think it's used in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I think.
Oh, really?
Somewhere.
I mean, it's definitely in Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs and
absolutely.
Jackie Brown.
Yeah. Jackie Brown was outrageous. Because asking for the fucking thing, hatefully it's shit for it. Let me see what else I had here that I had like 4 notes just written. All right, no, I have nothing else about the actual film. I've just loads to chat about. Right, so he went. That scene's always the best one for me, and I was like, fucking hell. I don't think you could have topped that filming. I don't know how they felt after they filmed that.
Aye.
Even the cantaloupe. You're a cantaloupe. That
Yeah.
was improvised at the
You're
end.
part eggplant. You're a cantaloupe.
Improvised.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
Yeah,
That they all went for
it's
that
fucking brilliant. Yeah.
because they're all laughing, but nobody
Yeah.
finds each other. Again. Go
Then
to this,
the film.
Go to this fucking comedians.
Yeah.
That's so
even walking, going, I love this guy.
Yeah.
I love this guy. Like, it's so menacing because you
Yeah.
know shit, and Hopper knows shit's about to
Yeah,
go
because
down,
he turns
like,
around and he already
Yeah,
knows that he's
yeah.
about to die because he just goes, you can see it in his face like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's great. Dennis Hopper, walking Hopper. That was just, as I said, two heavyweights, and we're
Yeah.
going right at it.
The film totally changes after that.
Yeah.
Even the look of it, because it goes from these incredibly deep, dark blues to just being the
Detroit,
sunniest
miserable.
yellow place in
Yeah.
LA, because they're just stood in there, and that's when the LA part comes in, because they're going to meet Clarence's friend Rappaport, and basically they're going to try and sell a coke because he's an actor, and he knows.
He's like, I could sell it.
Yeah.
That's so funny. He's like, I can't sell all of this.
Yeah, because it's got. I mean, and also. I don't even know how much a suitcase full of coke would go for.
Oh, Christ.
500 grand seems low.
I think it's because what happens is it's low, but it's not low for a guy that's trying to get rid of it. They can't sell it and can't do anything.
Yeah, but I also don't understand why. I
think that's why they're all going for it. They're like,
I don't think 200 grand's enough for them to
fuck, that was what it was back in the day.
the country.
Back in them days, probably.
200 grand to go. That's you. Like,
I
you
don't
need,
even
you
care.
need to set yourself up. I mean, I know you could get to Mexico for that,
Yeah.
but 200 grand's not a lot to. I
Yeah.
mean, I know they can get jobs, but that's. I mean, it's not like, right, that's us. Fucking
Yeah,
relax
yeah.
to the Caribbean for.
Yeah.
200 grand, aye. I mean, I
You'd be
guess
asked for
it,
more.
like, he's.
Yeah. Dire Straits, I suppose they're in. But like,
I mean,
they try and give it to a movie producer,
Yeah.
Lee Donovitz.
Lee Donovitz. Right, this is one of the things that I love about Tarantino a lot. And it's something I love. It's why I love the Marvel films so much. I love crossovers in films. I love film universes.
I
I
don't know
love...
this.
What?
What's the crossover?
So, I love the fact that the Pixar one is one of the most fascinating ones, where all the Pixar films are all connected in a different universe and all that kind of shit.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Marvel obviously do it. But all the Tarantino films are all connected. So Alabama, right? Alabama's the most obvious one because Alabama is mentioned by Harvey Keitel in Reservoir Dogs because they used to do jobs together.
Yes.
So she's
I do
a
know that,
direct
sorry.
crossover. Lee Donovitz
I do know this name.
is Sergeant Donnie Donovitz from Inglourious Bastards. Grandson.
That's excellent.
That's why he's making the war
That's
films.
so good.
Right?
That's
and
so good.
The other one is the guy that owns the comic book store that buys the call girl for Clarence is Lance.
Yeah.
He is Eric Stoltz in Pulp Fiction. That's Lance.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
I
do
love
love
this
that.
kind of shit.
That's
Like, I
great.
fucking
I didn't
love it,
know that
man.
one now. There stuff.
Aye.
Fucking hell.
And all confirmed by Tarantino as well.
Great.
Like, not even just
Aye.
fan theories, just
Great.
like Tarantino. Yeah, he's Donnie Donovan. He's
Great.
grandson.
That's
Like,
great.
it's
That's why he's
fucking
wearing bag. What's this film? Something in a body bag.
Coming home in a body
Coming
bag.
Home.
Which is a terrible. I mean, it's like a terrible title. And then he's like, we're gonna make the sequel, which is just Platoon. In the background, it's just Blitz of Platoon. He's like, what are we going to call it? He wants to call it Body Bags 2. And he goes, no more tasting my penis. He's a fucking great character.
Class.
Lee Donovitz.
Like class.
Absolutely. He's funny all the way through.
Yeah. Do you remember? Yeah. Right. So we're around the time of, I know we're probably skipping bits and all that shit, but who cares? We're all over the place. This film's all over the place in a good way. Lee Donovitz, what do you call the fucking guy? Bronson Pinochet's fucking character.
Elliot.
Elliot.
Elliot Blitzer.
Elliot Blitzer.
Some of the names are just
great.
like...
Yeah. Alabama Whirlies.
Oh.
Well, you know. And then I love the fact that, right, Tom Sizemore and what do you call it? The other Jonah Hill dude?
Chris...
Chris McParland?
No. It's not Chris Pine. What the fuck am I thinking?
Not Chris Pine.
He's fucking nice guy, Eddie.
Hi.
Chris Penn.
Chris Penn.
Yeah.
So Chris Penn and Tom Sizemore, who is an absolute beast.
Aye.
I'll never forgive, not forgive, but like Always Sunny. I don't know
You'll
what.
never forgive Tom Sizemore for his crimes,
man.
which he had a lot of.
What are Always Sunny doing?
Aye.
Because I had seen that pretty fucking bad when they they went Tom Sizemore. We get Tom Sizemore in. We'll have him play like a rapist.
Yeah.
A creepy rapist to try. I'm like, he's done this.
Yeah, in real
the
life.
entire way to children and shit. Like a 9-year-old he was done with, and he, you know, he's a mad drug addict and stuff. And he had he's like 40 sex tips.
Does he?
Tom Sizemore has like 40 sex tips with hookers and shit. He's a right mess. He's such a good actor. Like he's not amazing, but he's in really good films and really.
He was supposed to do Gandolfini's part.
Oh yeah,
but he wanted to be the cop instead.
Yeah, he didn't want to.
And he didn't want to batter
which is
Alabama.
very funny. Yeah, he's like, if it was a rape scene, I'd be in.
Aye. And then it was him. He just worked on a play with Gandolfini, and he went, "You should get this guy in."
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and fuck me, he took it.
Aye.
Like, because Gandolfini, right. So about that one when he goes in, he really gives her a lot of chances to get out of the situation.
She's dead anyway.
Yes, he does. He's a fucking psycho.
Yeah,
as you said, that smile's great.
She's not leaving alive. Yeah, regardless, even if she was went, it's under the bed there, he'll be home in a minute. He's not going to go, right, cool, thanks very much, and wander off. Yeah. She's dead.
He's so menacing.
Aye.
He's so good.
He's Tony Soprano in that.
He is Tony.
He's a young Tony Soprano in that scene.
Yeah.
Like he's
just a more...
he's Tony Soprano before the edges were rounded off by family. That's what he is.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, so good. I mean, just the fact he's just enjoying kicking the thing is like, I'll give you a fucking chance.
It took 5 days to film that scene.
Yeah, I'd say
that
that's
must
a
have
real
been
rough.
a grim 5 days.
I reckon that's a rough. Like that. I've never felt. Do you know? Like I usually don't feel too much pain when I watch a thing, but you know when she fucking goes through the glass in the bathroom, I'm like, and the blood's on the thing. I'm like,
why is she not? She should be ripped to shreds. Ripped to ribbons in that.
She was. It did come out in big chunks, so she would be shred deep.
Aye.
You'd need someone to fucking stem the bleeding anyway, definitely.
I think the worst punch is when he punches her in the stomach.
Oh, I know that.
And she hits and she can't breathe. I think that's the worst bit of it. Bizarrely, considering the sheer violence of it.
Yeah.
I think that's the
nasty,
worst bit.
Fucking stabs the whatever. Then she kicks the fucking... She proper unloads the shotgun on him too.
She does it, because I'd totally forgotten that. I initially...
Thought he got away or
it's been a couple of years since I've seen this, and I seem to remember her killing him by smacking him in the head with a toilet lid.
Oh,
I thought that was the last bit. I totally forgot that she then stabs him in the back with the corkscrew, then turns around, offloads the shotgun 3 times into his face, then beats his face to a pulp with the shotgun. It's fucking...
Slater came in with my type of woman. Because he's already unloaded one into Drexel from close range. You're like, these two are psychos. Yeah, great couple.
Oh man, it's a brutal scene.
Very brutal scene. Like, I mean, they must have. It's funny when Tom Sizemore doesn't want to do it. You know, they're like, I know. It's funny. He goes, I know a guy that will. Yeah, and Gandalf.
Do you know there's a weird, like, I was reading about this when I was looking into it. So there's a thing that Tony Scott would do to Patricia Arquette to get her prepared for certain scenes, right? So he'd slap her.
I heard that.
Right?
Yeah.
And they called it the Persuader.
Yeah.
And it became so... Because she was in so many intense scenes, I think it must have happened a lot during these 5 days.
Consensually, by the way.
Yeah. At the end... Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there's
definitely, you know...
There's a... I'm in two minds over this, right? Because it's very dodgy ground.
I think Tarantino's pushed it. Tarantino's done it to Uma Thurman. She fucking hates him.
Aye, he does it. Aye,
like Tarantino's done it with someone on Death Proof, I believe, too. And people were like, "That's not on." It wasn't really consent. You can't push someone without the thing. Like Tony asked the thing.
But she would ask for it by the end. But then you're going, now is this stepped over the line of
Stockholm syndrome?
Aye, but it is. But I also, on the other side of it,
he's a good actor who wants to get into it.
I quite like when I hear stories like that.
I do too.
Directors being like, there's a thing about William Friedkin used to do it a lot.
Who?
And William Friedkin, who made The Exorcist.
Okay.
So in The Exorcist,
he used to jump scare them before they come in.
But before the scene where they need to confront her, they need to confront the wee girl when she's possessed. To get the kind of reaction, he went to Ellen Burstyn, plays the mum, he basically pretended to take a call and told her that her dad had just died.
That's way faster.
So she's shaking like fuck, and he was like, "Look, I know it's a terrible, terrible thing. I know, but we need to get this scene done. It'll take 5 minutes, honestly." Him. So she goes in and does this scene, like, and you can see it, like she's all the blood is drained from her face. She's shaking. She can barely get out the lines, but it's perfect because that's how you would also act if this is the first time you're seeing your daughter possessed by the devil. And then afterwards, obviously, they got the scene and he went, that was just for, I just told you that to get that reaction out of you. There's a disturbed part of me that I think that's, I like that kind of Hollywood lore kind of shit.
I reckon, depending on the act, like the actress has every right to be not like fucking sue him, but I reckon a lot of them would also be like, grand. Some of them are right into it. It really depends on the type of actor. I mean, like True Romance, I feel like they're all fucking actors. I know they're big actors, but they're all actors. Yeah. So I think it wouldn't even be a fucking issue for any of them, that film. But, if somebody was coming in and just go with it with Adam Sandler and try to pull that one out of sad, I'd just be like, what the fuck did you just do to me? I know. I don't think Christian Bale. I don't
think Big Daddy would have ever required this level of dedicated acting, though.
Exactly. Like X-Files.
Yeah.
I think it's pushing it. I think it's pushing it big time. I think if he got sued there, I'd be on the other person's
side. The X-Files, The Exorcist, you tit.
Sorry.
The fucking X-Files, Christ. Then I'd be going, really? Were we really needing that for the X-Files?
The Exorcist was on the 70s too, isn't it?
I see that, and that also makes a different kind of. But then I love that kind of. I love this shit.
I do. There's no. You find out. I'm not going to lie. I do love it.
You find out like when Martin Sheen was genuinely cunted at the first scene in Apocalypse Now, like genuinely off his fucking face.
Yeah.
And most of it was just like genuinely cut himself. Or when you find out like DiCaprio genuinely cut himself in Django Unchained and just kept the thing on with blood streaming down his hand. Like I like that kind of shit.
Yeah, I love that shit. That's great. Yeah.
But then on the other end, I hate everything that Daniel Day-Lewis does. So
we'll get on to Daniel Day-Lewis someday. I have similar opinions about Daniel Day-Lewis, who I do agree is an unbelievable actor. But my God, do they blow shit out of his? Like he can do fucking. You ever see some of the films are the worst films I've ever seen. Phantom Thread. Lincoln.
I've not seen either of them.
Fucking dog shit. Lincoln is one of the worst films I've ever seen.
It looks
like genuinely. I think Electric Six's Gay Bar was a better Lincoln than Daniel Day-Lewis's Lincoln, and you will not convince me otherwise. Like, I get it. He's obviously very good. I love in the Name of the Father and Left Foot and shit like that. I've not seen There Will Be Blood.
That's good. That is really good. His acting's incredible in that.
I heard.
Gangs of New York, I like. I've got a very soft spot for Gangs of New York.
All right.
Aye.
I don't think there's much else in this film. This film's too good. It's hard to get like.
Do you know? I've just read my notes. Do you know who turned down the walking part?
Who?
Liam Neeson.
Fuck off.
Fucking insane is that? Imagine that scene with Liam Neeson.
Thank God. Like
I know.
Like Liam Neeson, I get it. I get why they thought, because he can do the deep and intimidating, but not that. He's not a good enough actor. No, I'm sorry. Like I like Liam Neeson, but he's not.
He couldn't hold up to Hopper.
Fuck off. He couldn't do that shit. No way. That would have been a heavy.
It's weird. I just find that really weird.
And a cruiserweight. That's funny. God, yeah, some of them type of things. Like, there's a lot of those ones that the cast in, like Will Smith was meant to be Neo in the Matrix and stuff like that. He's like,
I know.
Some of these would have been good, but
but I love the shit out at the end. I love
the fact that he's.
I love the mayhem of it all.
Yeah, it's so great. It's such a sad death when when he gets shot and he sits down on the feathers coming out of the. I was so miserable about that. He was like, and he just sits down and he's like,
yeah. I just love the way it, like, I love the whole, because that whole scene's funny because it's clearly Clarence bullshitting Lee Donovitz, and he knows he's bullshitting him when he starts going on about he's like the two uncles that come back from Vietnam and they say that is the closest representation for the war. It's like, say when I hear veterans say stuff like that, like you know they're both bullshitting the fuck out of each other, and it's funny. The whole scene's funny. The bit
talk about the sugar always. He's always talking about twice in the film. They talk about the sugar.
Yeah, and then Rappaport constantly trying to make sure that he knows he's an actor.
Great.
And then when he
No
he was-
lines wasted.
No, and when Donovitz goes, I'm sorry, who are you again? I'm his wife. Oh, you're the wife. And he's like, Jesus, Clarence, what do you beat her around? and then Rappaport goes, oh, she got that playing basketball. And then Elliot just bursts out laughing because it's so fucking ridiculous that would happen at basketball.
That's great.
And then the whole bit of when before it kicks off, when because like the standoff. I mean, there's like what is there four? There's four mafia gangsters standing there with shotguns.
They come in at the end and everybody's like, "What? Who the fuck are
there's
these
six
guys?"
cops. There's two bodyguards with Uzis.
Mad cunts. What a mad cunt.
Here's one thing I forgot to tell you, Lee. I hate cops.
That I love it because the whole thing it probably would have happened anyway because the Italians eventually came in, right? But I think I can't even remember, did the Italians come in at that exact time? No, yeah, it was just before he opened fire, so they must have been in.
They come in from a different door as well.
They come in the back door.
Because
it's so funny because the police are like, "Who the fuck are these guys?"
Exactly.
So they come in. The police are like,
it's the confusion of everything.
Yeah.
Because you can tell none of the guys involved in the deal know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
And then when everyone's just yelling at each other, because it's just about six guys yelling, "Put your fucking guns down!
Yeah.
You put your fucking guns down!"
When Lee finds out it's Elliot,
and then
that's good acting.
He's like, detective.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna go now. And he's like, how does he know your name? How do you know his name? How does he know your name, Elliot? You piece of shit! I treated you like a son. You stabbed me in the fucking heart.
He's such good acting.
Oh,
like the acting
man,
by everybody's incredible. The fact that but that guy is so funny because he obviously is the dodgiest buying 500 grand of cocaine or whatever. He's obviously the dodgiest. So he has to have these kind of basic henchmen. But it's so funny when that guy goes, "I fucking hate cops." And he's like, "What are you doing? Put down the guy." His own body goes, "What are you doing? Put down the gun." He's like, "No." Your body's like, "You fucking."
So I was reading about that the guy Lee Donovitz is supposed to be, Joel Silver, the producer Joe Silver, who made.
Don't know what he's done.
It was Last Boy Scout that he made with Tony Scott just before this. So apparently that everybody hated each other. Like everybody hated Bruce Willis and that. Everybody hated Damon Wayans. Tony Scott and Joel Silver hated each other as producer and director. And then when the guy, I can't remember the actor's name.
Yeah, I don't know.
That does Lee Donovitz, when he did his audition, it was like Tony Scott was like, "You fucking nailed him," and he's like, "What?" And he was like, "You absolutely nailed." And he was like, "Who?" And he's like, "Joel Silver." And he was like, "I don't even know who that is. What the fuck are you talking?" So he basically wanted him to, because he hated him so much.
That's so good.
He wanted to portray him as this piece of shit movie producer.
So good. Why are you talking about on the fucking phone? When he said shit to the card, like,
"Who gave me that finger? I'll have you fucking killed."
Great. All
But it's so funny scenes when Elliot's driving getting a blowjob.
Oh yeah, how he
And
gets
she
caught.
just bursts the whole bag of coke in his face.
Oh, do you know it's such a good scene? Tense one in the elevator. He holds the gun to Elliot to make sure he's not a rat.
Yeah.
And they're all listening to it, which adds such an extra level of because they're all like,
"You're an actor, act, motherfucker, act."
And he's just like, "I'm starting to like this guy."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's bluffing you, Elliot.
It's funny
bluffing.
It's funny that he has cracked, but they don't realize it. He goes, "Oh, there's somebody who's coming to get me."
Exactly.
And they're like, "It's sorry, Elliot," but actually, that is him.
That is him pleading for the cops to come and
So he's actually already buckled.
Yeah.
Again, smart.
But even like Clarence with that, like
Psycho. They all freak. Even Alabama was like.
But he handles every single situation he's in exactly as you should handle it, and you're kind of going, how has he learnt these skills? Like
comic books.
But it must be, because it's like, how the fuck would you know to get in that lift to then immediately get the guy that's selling it down on the floor and stick the gun in his face? Like,
yeah.
It's just
so much to it. I think all the scenes have an extra layer to them. Is the way I would do it. Like, the thing, the Chesterfield. You're not actually sure. People still talk about the thing. That you're like, why does he do this? Why does he do that? The fact that you're listening, and it could have been easily just a scenery thing and nobody's freaking out. But the fact it's on the thing, it adds an extra layer. And they're shouting at him. Brilliant.
It's all great stuff. Great stuff. It's a phenomenal film. I fucking loved it. I remember when I first showed. So I think when me and Amy were trying to watch film, and our cousin Isaac was round, and we were going to watch film, and was like, "Have you ever seen this?" And like, I think it was on Netflix, and we're like, no, and I was like, "Fucking," and she thought it was one of the wildest films she's ever seen in her life. So even from the start, she was kind of going, "What the fuck is going on in this film? Like, this is mental."
Yeah.
And then the scene when Sizemore kicks the shit out of Patricia Arquette, she's just like, "What?" Like, It was almost like they'd never seen anything like it.
Yeah,
like,
because it
just
is
in
ultra violence and
general.
also I
Unique
love.
film, aye.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be. I think I have already had this in my top 5 films by the time I'd got to the scene where she's out on the roof. That's how much I loved it. Straight from the off, I was just like, when she was crying on the roof, and it was all ridiculous, and he was just like, and he takes it well as well. I was like, wow.
They were pumping off screen as well.
Were they?
This. You can kind of tell.
Well,
the sex scene's a wee bit too.
yeah. Oh, the sex scene is proper fucking cringe.
Aye.
The one in the, it's proper 90s.
The silhouette,
or whatever the song was.
You can always tell if. I've got a theory as to how you can tell if actors are pumping off screen. It happens in Top Gun as well.
Oh, aye, they're all banging.
I reckon see if in the scene, see if they're tonguing one another.
Yeah.
I think it's then crossed the line and it's become intimate rather than acting.
Okay.
In this one, he's fucking launching his tongue down her throat. Proper. Tom Cruise does exactly the same to Kelly McGillis.
Yeah.
In Top Gun. I reckon that's the key.
That's what it is.
If there's a lot of tongues involved,
you're like, these two are already.
They're pumping off.
They don't know the cameras are on.
No, exactly. Yeah.
That was great.
But apparently Chris Slade was like that. He's just such a horny guy that he would just he'd immediately fall in love with every female co-star and end up pumping them.
I love that. I don't even know why I love that, but I do.
Classic shagger. One of the great shaggers of our time. Should have had a greater shagging career, in my opinion. Don't know what happened to his shagging career, but...
Oh, God.
Nicholson, another great shagger of our times.
Oh, God. Top tier. I don't know what else to say about it.
Brilliant. We hope you enjoyed it if you also watched it. Next week, so we are in Euros fever, even though Scotland have massively depressed me beyond. This is genuinely, since Scotland went out, the only fun this last hour and a bit of doing this is the only fun and the only time I've smiled since Hungary scored that goal. I cannot express to you how gutted I'm so gutted, and I know you think I'm being dramatic. I'm so gutted that I genuinely can't be arsed watching games now.
Yeah, I did laugh at you that you might come around a bit when it kicks off, but not yet.
I didn't watch the England game at all. I barely watched any of them last night because the games have been dog shit the last 3 games.
Yeah, they've done a format.
UEFA have ruined this tournament.
Yeah, fucking stupid. Ruined all jeopardy. Everything's just like half the games, like 3 of the teams were going through already, even with 3 points. So half of them are just playing to draws or not doing anything. It just fucking killed it.
Was it Romania and Slovakia? Romania and Slovenia last night?
Yeah, they said
they knew beforehand
that a draw doesn't matter.
A draw would be enough. They both knew a draw would be enough for them to go through. Now I know that has happened before.
They went for it in the first half. I watched that game because I knew it was going to be. I was wondering. They went for it for the first half, but once the other team equalized again, they went, "Okay, I've tried.
Yeah,
we've both tried. They've got it back. We tried to win, and it just started petering out.
Yeah.
And a lot of them have petered out. This Euro started really well.
It started very well,
and it'll probably pick up again. Hopefully,
the last 16 is always that.
It'll pick up, but that group's shite.
Yeah,
Georgia, there's so much shite. I'm glad some of the teams are in, but I'm happy for them. But I'm just like. Yeah. Some of it, you're just like, no.
But I forgot, I'm trying.
Just the jeopardy.
I've told you boys this. I'm trying desperately to not make football affect the rest of my life.
Yeah, that happened.
It's so difficult to do.
I mean, I tell you, there was a little bit more expectation here in Scotland. They didn't play well, and it didn't work at all, right? But what happened was as well, it was just a real kick in the teeth. The manner at the end as well was proper,
yeah.
Just the manner when that goal hit, I went, that's a hammer blow if you're Scottish. I watched it and went, I'm not, cheering Scotland.
It's a new way to lose.
But
again,
I went like that and I went, it's a hammer blow. It's a real stinker at the end of a stinker.
I wasn't
because you're Scotland. You're not too bad. You go out if there's commitment and
I wasn't even that gutted about the goal. Because it came solely on, and it was irrelevant by the end.
It was irrelevant. It just felt like a shit. A
point was never ever going to be enough, regardless, and has proved to. I mean, even if we got the point by the next day, we were out again.
Yes,
by results happening. So it was I just very very disappointed. Very very disappointed in some of the players. Yeah, very disappointed in Steve Clark. I've genuinely had all my.
Great man, great manager, but I don't know he fucking shafted it.
Fuck you, I treated you like a son. You stabbed me in the fucking heart.
That's great.
But because the Euros are still on, and they are going to be for the next 3 weeks, we are going to do
Yeah, we got
2 football films.
And then 2
A football film each, and there aren't that many football films.
I'll tell you both tonight. I say.
Yeah, we'll tell you. So
you get at, you know.
I say I struggled. It was only ever, as soon as you suggested this, it was only ever really going to be one for me.
Okay, right.
Because it's a film I've loved all my life.
Okay.
And it is the first film that ever comes to mind when anyone says football film. And it is a film about the biggest rivalry in all of football, the Allied forces versus the Nazis. So my film is going to be Escape to Victory. Where you get to see Sylvester Stallone playing goals.
Right. You know, I've never heard of this film.
You've never heard of Escape to Victory?
Never seen it. Never heard of it. Never. I didn't want to tell you until you did this.
Fucking hell, man. Wait till you see the team that the Allied forces put out. Honestly.
I've never seen the film.
Wait till you see the team that they put out.
I have heard the title. Like, if someone would Escape to Victory, I go, film. But I don't know anything. I didn't even know it was about the war. I was kind of not going to think about it.
Wait till you see. The game's brilliant. The actual game at the end is brilliant.
Great. It's hard to do.
Genuinely, wait till you see the world-class team that the Allied forces put out against the Nazis.
Great. I love it.
I mean, the Nazis have got some stars, but wait till you see the Allied forces. So yeah, that's going to be
right wingers.
So that's my film. That's going to be next week, Escape to Victory.
I went standard. Like, I had a couple ideas of like Green Street, and I was like, it's not football-y enough. I know. I said
there's also a good chance we will do Green Street and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Eventually,
so
anyway. So
I chose one. You know, it was between. I was nearly going to do Bend It Like Beckham, but I actually have seen that a good chunk of that, and it's actually not even enjoyable.
No, it's not.
So it would be thing. So we're sticking with Goal.
Goal.
Which is, have you seen Goal?
I've never seen Goals.
Goals. Yeah, it'll be a funny episode, I reckon. You know, like there's a lot of shite and a lot of great, but mostly shite.
Yeah. Is this the one about the kid that is like a South American kid that ends up playing for Newcastle?
Yeah. Santiago Munoz. There's an actual footballer cut with his name too, and he was just like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Excellent.
Yeah.
Right, so that's going to be the next 2 weeks. Football films.
We'll go Escape to Victory next week.
Yeah.
Goal after that.
Keep.
Well, we have more. May as well
so we do, yeah.
I do have news, right? So this isn't even really the ideal time to take, because we had to take time off and everything like that. But what's going to help is the fact that we are going to start a Patreon. It's the 50th episode. We're going to have a Patreon. We're probably going to have, I don't know if we're going to do we're going to do an extra episode possibly. I don't know if it's even going to be half an hour, 30 minutes just after these each week. But I don't know if it's going to be about a specific film. Definitely sometimes could be other stuff.
We've got a couple of ideas for various Patreon episodes. That we're going to do specific Patreon-owned episodes that are going to be different from this. But we're also going to get guests in to pick films at some points. We're going to possibly do suggestions from listeners.
We're going to, there's going to be a lot more, I would say, audience listening stuff like that. And if you're in the Patreon,
we're going to have involved.
We're going to have a Discord as well. They're always great for just getting the community together and mouth and abuse each other. They work so well in the old NFL one. We'll have a Discord. I think what I'm going to do is, because of the money that you give us, we're going to get a fucking editor.
Yeah.
Right. So what's going to happen is, even though it's going to be out on time, because what we're struggling with is the fact that we're full time. This is not really like anything. We're going to have like someone in to edit the shit. So that means all we have to do is come here and be funny. When that's edited and that's up, I hope that the Patreon, you're going to get the full episodes on a Monday. But you're not going to, if you don't subscribe to the Patreon, you miss nothing. That you will get the full episodes every Wednesday as normal. So if you don't have the money or thing, you're not going to lose anything that you haven't already had right now.
Yeah,
everything is not changed there. Yeah. There's just going to be some bonus stuff on the Patreon,
you'll get his
and possibly a day or two earlier the main episode, just for a little bit of thing.
Yeah. So we'll get that.
How much are you doing it for? £3 or something?
I don't. We've not even discussed that
fucking
yet.
Don't know.
It won't be much.
It won't be much. It'll be less than a £5.
Aye, and we'll get all that set up for probably after these football episodes.
Yeah, I've made it. We have a couple of things to smooth out, but it's coming. So please.
It's coming. Yeah, I'm away on holiday.
Mark's going to go on holiday. I still might have cancer.
Yeah.
But we get the thing, producer. Yeah. So I reckon by thing it'll be up and running in about 2 weeks. But it's coming. Yeah. We have everything. It's actually physically made and stuff like that. But we're not going to. Don't join it just yet.
Don't join.
I haven't published it yet, but
just don't join it until you know what you're getting for it.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it's coming.
Yeah, it's
I'm
coming.
very excited.
But before,
an editor.
yeah, before that, you can buy tickets to our Fringe shows.
Jesus, please.
Which we're both unbelievably panicked about.
Yeah, because
to the point of tears at some point in my case.
I mean, my illness, I haven't done anything. Like I felt like, all right, I've done nothing because of sickness. And I'm like, well, it's bad time in there. You were away as well. You're the exact same. We've done nothing in crunch times. It'd be fine. We'll get her.
I had one of the first ever panic attacks I've had in years over the festival while I was away.
Yeah.
It's all looking good, guys. But
I do have a work in progress this Sunday in Glasgow.
Yeah, go see that
in the West End. So that'll be
Van Winkle's.
At the Van Winkle in West
Van
End.
Winkle.
And I'll be rummaging out an hour worth of jokes all over the place.
Cool. I will be at Stock the Ark on Friday night, which is awesome. Always good fun. And then I'm in Cardiff on Saturday night. So I'll post up all about them. And then I'm going to post up tomorrow about all the preview gigs I've got for the Fringe. That'll all be happening once I get back from holiday. And then apart from that, fuck all. Keep telling your pals.
Keep telling your pals.
Keep giving us reviews. Watch Escape to Victory. Enjoy the Euros unless you're English.
Yeah.
I don't even have the energy to get angry at them anymore.
I did.
Yeah, I know you're carrying the can for both of us. To be honest.
Well, they're just. They've been so embarrassing and I love it. Like I haven't actually been that thing because they've embarrassed themselves more. I haven't had to really reach.
Yeah.
Like, and it's annoying because they're like, oh, typical England, fucking shadified. And then they drew fucking Slovakia now.
Yeah.
And you're just like, because Georgia, and I'm like, they just draw every time. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. I don't actually think
Enjoy it. So this will be out probably tomorrow. Yes.
This will be. I'll have it done today, but it'll be. I'll do it today. But if you're out tonight, it'll be tomorrow morning, probably.
I'm just actually checking the calendar. It's not White Boy Day, is it?
Fuck. I can't believe I fucking failed it.
See you next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.